I did contemplate starting this account as a free-to-play, evenly skilled Ultimate Ironman. Although I felt that was just a little bit too restrictive, and in the spirit of being evenly skilled, it would have been atrocious to have all the free-to-play skills kept at level 1. So I had to pay the 10 GP in order to get in here, and eventually I'd like to do more quests on this account, but any quest that has any sort of XP reward is really concerning, especially early on. So we cannot do a quest unless it gets us essentially at most 1 level's worth of XP. So I have to be really careful how I do that. Alright, so here we're going to trade Louis legs. Let's see. 650. So if we sell 1, and then we goes down by 10. I think that GP is really going to be important on this account early on. So I'm actually going to take a little bit of time, and I think we're going to hop a world for each and every one of these. So I'll be back once we're done with that. We're selling our last steel plate leg. Looks like we got 12K, 12.7K. So that's a really, really healthy amount. That's a really nice amount to start with on an Ironman. So we're going to keep this going for a little while. For now, it looks like all we have left is construction and smithing. Oh, and magic. Can't forget magic. Magic will be pretty easy. We're going to use magic to try to get some meat for Druidic Ritual. The smithing grind will be just bronze bars we'll buy over here. And construction, we'll just have to get some planks. And so there's a couple spawns. I might have to walk to them, but they're easy nonetheless. I wonder if Shanty will sell a hammer as well. I hope so. Otherwise, we're going to have to go back to a general store to buy a hammer. He does sell a hammer. Good. And there's those bronze bars. 8 coins each. That's really not that bad. Okay, everyone. Glaring problem in my plan, which probably for any of you that are watching, you've probably already determined my flaw. Silly me, I just assumed that bronze nails could be made at level 1, but no! Bronze nails are for smithing. I have a lot of other XP to get before I can get 4 smithing for the bronze nails. So I can get 2 smithing no problem with bronze bars, but obtaining the nails is not going to be viable here. This really isn't that big of a problem. All that means we're going to have to take a trip up to Varick to go to the sawmill, and then we're going to have to purchase some nails from there. It's okay, we have some GP to do it now. It's just that we're no longer going to be able to blend it with smithing just yet. We're going to have to wait until level 4 before that becomes a viable option. Alright, so we have now a full inventory of bronze bars. I think I really overshot it here. I need only 6 bronze bars into daggers or whatever until I hit the next level. So a full inventory was a little bit overkill. I decided that in favor of not having to mess with the dark wizards, we'd go up the east side of Varick. And so since we're here, I'm going to go ahead and just drop one of these bronze bars, and we're going to buy some nails. I'm pretty sure that when it comes to construction, it doesn't matter what type of nail you buy. Not that the coin matters. Actually, steel is pretty cheap for what it is, which is kind of interesting. It doesn't really matter which ones you buy, so I'm just going to go ahead and buy some bronze nails, the ones I wanted in the first place. Maybe we'll buy 50 just to be safe. That should be enough to get us to level 2 construction. Or, you know, maybe we'll get 100 just to be safe. So we're going to hop worlds and grab 100. So while we're here in Varick, I'm going to go ahead and buy an upgrade to some arrows. So our short bow, which we're currently using right here, can fire up to iron. So we're going to buy, how much are these? 3 coins. So we're going to buy maybe 100 of those. And that should be enough for our next few range levels probably, if we start picking them up a little bit more. Yeah, 5. Oh, well, maybe just to be safe, we'll buy 150. And so I think this will be a little bit of an upgrade over the bronze that we already had. So before we leave Varric, after we make these things with bronze, I'm actually going to come back and buy one of those short bows so that we have it the next time around. And ideally, every time I pass through, I'll just go ahead and get upgrades to everything that I can. So here we are at East Varric. We're going to go ahead and make some, these are the same, it doesn't really matter. We're going to make some daggers until we get level 2 smithing, which shouldn't be too long at all. And there we go, that's level 2 smithing. So all that's left to do now is magic and construction. Here we are at the estate agent. So we're going to pay our, there it is, how can I get a house? I can sell you on Remington for 1,000 coins. Do you want to buy a starter house? Yes. There we go. And I don't think we need this. And there we go. Now we have a house. So what we need to do is get 2 planks, or we need to make 3 crude chairs. So we're going to need a total of, I think, 6 planks. And then we're going to head down to Remington, and we're going to see if we can't get 2 construction. And then ideally after that, we're going to get 2 magic on some monster that will give us meat for Druidic Ritual. Here we are at home. We're going to enter in build mode. For you that are a little bit curious about how I got these planks, I did not walk all the way to Port Khazard or the Barbarian Outpost. Given that we have a little bit of cash, I went ahead and went back to the sawmill because there's some log spawns inside the sawmill. I picked up 4 of those, and if Runelight's telling me the right number here, 2 crude wooden chairs should be enough for us to get level 2. So let's take a look. You need a hammer and saw to make furniture. Okay, well, I don't even know where to get a saw. Alright everyone, so, need a saw to build things. And guess where you get a saw, ladies and gentlemen? You get one at the Varric Sawmill, or, wait for it, the Varric Estate Agent. I was not entirely at both of these places within the last hour. Could have picked up a saw. No. We're going to walk all the way back there and then walk all the way back here. So about 35.5 minutes for me, about 2.5 seconds for you. Yoink. Alright, here we are back inside of our house. Hammer, saw, planks, nails. This should be enough to build our crude chair, so let's build one of those. Oh, look at those nails. I'm so glad I brought a bunch of nails. I probably brought too many, but we're going to have to do this for a little bit, for a few different levels. So I think this is going to be enough. Let's build another wooden chair. And there's level 2 construction. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get 2 magic, but we're going to try to do it in a way that we can start Druidic Ritual as well. We're here, we have basically all of our skills at level 2 with the exception of magic. Now I can't get herb lore to level 2 because Druidic Ritual pushes you all the way to level 3. So as soon as I get level 2 magic, my skills will all hit level 2 and the first step of our journey will be complete. Now, the next step of the journey will be to get all 3s. Notably, this means Druidic Ritual will need to be completed. There's sort of a glaring problem, and that glaring problem is that I need to have all of the raw meats for the quest. Now, fortunately, I was able to get some raw beef and raw chicken at a shop in Port Sarim. That's not too bad. But what remains, and some of you might be aware, is the more difficult one, is the ability to get raw bear meat. Now, if I was some sort of a skiller, what I would do is I'd get, say, 32 thieving. Then I'd go pickpocket rogues up in the wilderness to get an iron dagger poisoned. And then I'd use that dagger in order to kill a grizzly bear. But I don't have that option. I can't get 32 thieving. Another option is to have a main come in and use a serpentine helm with flowers and then do almost no damage to a grizzly bear, and then there's a glitch where you can get the drop even if you're an ultimate. But I also don't like that because to me I stand alone. So what I'm going to do is as soon as I'm going to use magic, and I've come over here to Great Current. You'll notice over here there's a bear cub. I'm going to use magic and I'm going to try to kill a bear cub. Now, I only have 9 magic XP to go to level 2. So as soon as I, in the middle of combat, tick up to level 2, I'm going to enter the next stage of this skill progression. And I'm going to use up all possible combat XP in mage, range, and all my combat stats to try to kill this bear. Unfortunately, that means getting 3 Slayers is going to become a problem, but that's a solvable problem. The bear problem is something I have to overcome now. So what I did is I've upgraded to iron arrows and an iron scimitar. I've gotten some food in here. I got teas so that my attack level, if it comes down to it, can be boosted a little bit. I think the teas give +3. And so the hope now is that I can get into a nice convenient spot to try to take down one of these bear cubs. They have 20 HP and their max hit is 2. So I only really get 1 shot at this, so we're going to do our best and see what happens. So let's go. Let's see what happens here. So I don't want to get specced out by that grizzly bear. So we're going to come over here. Come over here, and we're going to try to take out this bear cub right there. Oh no. I'm going to drop some tea so I can take off my armor. There we go. Okay, so that's level 2s. Oh no. This is not going well. Alright, there we go. We killed the bear cub. And there's the raw bear meat. That's what we needed right there. With these 3 pieces of meat in our inventory, all that's left is giant rat meat. So I think we're going to continue doing range, because we're pretty close to level 3 range. And then as soon as we get level 3 range, we'll switch over to melee or something like that. Maybe we'll try to take it out with some melee this time. Alright, oh, beginner clue scroll. That's got to be pretty rare. So let's pick up our arrows, get our raw rat meat, and there's our 4 meats. Might as well take up these bones and bury those as well. And now we're ready to go. So I've taken a look at the clue, and as you can see with the rune light overlay here, it's a Charlie the Tramp beginner clue. So predictably either that's going to require us to get some crafting up to make some leather chaps or something, or we're going to have to get our fishing or cooking up for that trout step. Either way, I think with these skills, Charlie the Tramp is probably not something we can do right now. But I'll keep it on my person, and next time we swing by Varric, I'll go ahead and take a look at it, see what it turns out to be, and if we can do it, great, but predictably we can't, and then we'll have to drop it. But it's kind of nice to have a beginner clue so early on the account, you know, especially from a giant rat, no less. So we're on our way right now to Berthor. Then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to start Druidic Ritual so that we can get these meats enchanted and get our herb lore up to 3. And then that will complete phase 1 of this account. Here we are at Cake Mix, so we're going to talk to him and get started with Druidic Ritual. That is just such a beautiful cape. Herb lore was always one of my favorite capes, and when I've had my RuneScape 3 character, it was the very first skill that I ever 120'd, which I just recently learned apparently is now an actual thing you can do. I did it back when all they had was the cape that you could get for it. Now it's an actual part of the game with pots and stuff. So nonetheless, though, really beautiful cape. Really nice. We are in the dungeon down here. Oh, they're already alive. Okay, good. For those of you that don't know, if these 2 knights of armor are just standing here, then you just spam click this door and then you'll get in for free eventually. So what we're going to do is we're going to dip each of these meats into the cauldron to enchant them. And then once I do that, we need to bring these back to Sandview. Alright, here we are finishing up Druidic Ritual. So here I'm talking to Cake Mix. I already turned in the meats to Sandview. Cake Mix says he's spoken to Sandview, telling me a little bit about herb lore. And there it is, Druidic Ritual complete. You're awarded 4 quest points, 250 herb lore XP, and access to the herb lore skill. So this should take us to 3 herb lore. Perfect. And this is an important level because now, officially, our stat screen, we are now officially into the level 3 stage. Currently, all of our skills have gotten past level 2, and at the earliest possible moment in time, that is the level 3 stage, we got herb lore into level 3. So the purity of the account is still saved and solid. We have magic and range at level 3, and everything else is at level 2. So this is going to conclude sort of the beginning chapter of this account. It's been a lot of fun so far. I'm really enjoying learning about how Ultimate Ironman handles a little bit of inventory management. I really enjoyed figuring out how to get a little bit of cash and how to balance a lot of these skills. For example, it seems to me that mining and rune crafting are still going to have to go hand in hand, and we're still going to have to hold on to this air talisman for a little while. So, you know, there's a lot of really great restrictions put on the account, a lot of fun, it's genuinely challenging so far. Phase 2 of this account is going to be more or less trying to get all of these skills to level 5. Once I can do that, then I'll move on to Phase 3. Phase 3 will be then to get everything to level 10, and then from there probably level 20, things of that nature. Well, thanks for watching. Bye.